Logan Wilson and Sam Hubbard combined to save the Bengals season. Mike Petraglia inside Paycor Stadium. Sunday night was an epic, a classic in Bengals playoff history, and they win it over the Baltimore Ravens by a score of 24-17. And it was thanks to a 98-yard fumble return by one Sam Hubbard in the fourth quarter with just under 12 minutes remaining that proved to be the difference in this contest. It was just a remarkable turn of events here on a night with so many twists and turns, lead changes, and momentum swings and injuries. The Bengals had to overcome a lot here on Sunday night to advance to next Sunday's divisional round game at Highmark Stadium in Buffalo against the Buffalo Bills. That game will be Sunday at 3 p.m. Bengals had to overcome so much here on Sunday night, but they managed to do so. It was eerily similar to the Bengals' win over the Las Vegas Raiders in the wild card round on their run to Super Bowl 56. A very similar feel as Tyler Huntley's pass on fourth down with 8 seconds to go was broken up by Mike Hilton. There were a couple of Ravens receivers in the area on the Hail Mary from the 28-yard line. It fell incomplete, and the Bengals escaped with a playoff victory. They made history here on Sunday night. It is the first time in Bengal history they have posted playoff victories in back-to-back seasons. The 98-yard fumble return by Sam Hubbard, however, will be the play everyone, the 66,399 plus who are here at Paycor Stadium, that's all they'll be talking about this coming week leading up to the Bills game in Buffalo. Why is that? Because Logan Wilson jumped up on 3rd and 1 for Baltimore at the Bengal 1-yard line with under 12 minutes to go, punched the ball loose as Tyler Huntley was about to go up and over for a go-ahead touchdown with the game tied 17-17. He punched the ball free. It fell right into the hands of Sam Hubbard, and he ran the length of the field. And after the game, he said he thanked his trainers that have him run 100-yard sprints to keep him in condition. Zach Taylor said the same thing after the game, the Bengals head coach, saying that's why Sam is one of the best conditioned athletes on our team. Forget the defense, on our team. And he showed it on that run to pay dirt that eventually proved to be the game-winning score. On that play, Marcus Bailey had a great block of Mark Andrews, who, according to Sam Hubbard, he admitted after the game he had his eyes up on the scoreboard, and he knew that Mark Andrews was closing in on him until Marcus Bailey engaged Mark Andrews just enough to throw him off the trail and allow Sam Hubbard to take the ball coast to coast. A couple of notes about that play. It is the longest fumble return for a touchdown in NFL postseason history. It is also the longest touchdown on a fumble return that late in the fourth quarter in NFL postseason history. So a lot of history made here on Sunday night, and fortunately the Bengals were on the right side of it. People will certainly talk about this play in the annals of Bengals postseason history and where it ranks. In this humble reporter's opinion, I would call it the greatest single play in Bengals playoff history, simply because if Logan Wilson and Sam Hubbard don't make that play, the Ravens go up 24-17 and likely shut down the Bengals offense, which really did struggle on their final 3 possessions of this game. They weren't able to put any points on the board. After the game, Joe Burrow was talking about the fact that the Bengals still have to find a way to close out games offensively, put teams away with their offense. Now, granted, it was a great Baltimore defense they were going up against. They know the Bengals extremely well, and that showed here on Sunday night. But the Bengals did enough, certainly, to win this game. Joe Burrow looked very sharp in the first half, completing 20 of his first 25 passes for 189 yards and a touchdown over the middle to Jamar Chase. Also in this game, the Bengals had a touchdown in the third quarter. They completed their first drive of the second half with a very important touchdown drive capped off by a Joe Burrow keeper from 1 yard out. They thought they had a touchdown pass of 19 yards to Hayden Hurst, but that was overturned and ruled down at the 6-inch line, so Burrow had to take it in himself. That gave, at the time, the Bengals a 17-10 lead, but the Ravens came right back, and it was Tyler Huntley, 41 yards to Demarcus Robinson, as Eli Apple bit on a route on a pump fake and allowed Robinson to get behind the defense wide open. So it was nip and tuck. The Bengals really couldn't do anything offensively in the second half, but it was the defense to the rescue. The bit of news in this game that certainly is very concerning was the loss of starting left tackle, Jonah Williams. His left knee buckled on the last offensive drive of the first half. Jackson Carman came in very briefly and then started the entire second half, and Jackson Carman did a formidable job, a credible job on that first drive, leading the Bengals in run blocking for a couple of big Joe Mixon runs up the middle. He was also in pass protection, and Carman did reasonably well, but he did allow a sack and a couple of pressures in that fourth quarter. So the Bengals are going to have to make up their minds. What are they going to do at left tackle this week? Are they going to stick with Jackson Carman, or are there some other options available, namely Zay Prince or Deontay Smith, or do they shuffle around the offensive line and perhaps take a look at Hakeem Adeniji on the left side? But for now, they're keeping Hakeem Adeniji on the right side, and that worked out tonight. Max Sharping, he did a very admirable job here on Sunday night as well in his first start at right guard in place of Alex Kappa. So the Bengals in the last 4 weeks have lost their starting right tackle in Lael Collins, their starting right guard in Alex Kappa, and here on Sunday night, they lose their left tackle, Jonah Williams. A lot to overcome and a lot to think about as the Bengals get ready for the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen and company, next Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Time at Highmark Stadium. The Bengals look to continue the momentum that they gathered from their defense here on Sunday night. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Trags, Trags. Of course, follow me online, clnsmedia.com, and click and subscribe on the link below to the Jungle Roar podcast YouTube page. Want to hear all of your comments, good, bad, and indifferent. The final again here in the AFC wildcard round. The Bengals survived. They beat the Ravens 24-17. Inside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.